Welcome to the news at 6. Tuesday marks 1 year since a Rexburg doctor got the first COVID-19 vaccine in Idaho, and the state got its first shipment of protection against the virus.
Seems like it was a day ago, but what has that meant for the safety of our community and our families since then? Our Shira Matsuzawa spoke with a healthcare worker today as they reflect nearly 1 year later.
This time last year, the Gem State was anxiously waiting for the COVID-19 vaccine to become available.
The hardest thing to relay is how long it felt like it was coming.
As St. Luke's Senior Director of Pharmacy, Scott Milner was among the first group of Idaho healthcare workers to get the vaccine. He says getting it felt like it was the first time in the pandemic when healthcare workers like himself could do something.
Most of that year, it felt like we had to sit and wait. We had to quarantine. We had to mask. We couldn't go to these types of venues or concerts, or there's a more list of what we couldn't do versus what we could do.
And when he finally got the vaccine, he says there were mixed emotions because he had already had friends or loved ones who had suffered from the coronavirus.
And so part of me felt guilty, to be very honest, that I was having my chance.
While there was high demand for the vaccine in the beginning, the demand has since slowed down. Milner now views a lot of what has happened with the COVID-19 pandemic to 9/11.
I was inspired at how people rallied behind things. Now, was everything perfect? No, but I mean, the music, the concerts, the blood donations, it felt like we had a common enemy. But then when you look at COVID, one of the things that is clear to me is it felt like at first, when we went into lockdown, people were starting to believe that maybe we did this together. There was some community feel. But as 2020 went on and even into this year, it became more political.
He adds it's hard to see what was once a trusted profession become less trusted over time. And instead, he says people are now putting their trust into chat boards and rumors they see on social media. So where do we stand in comparison to a year ago?
For us coming off of the emergency standards of care, I hope that, more and more people unfortunately know somebody who had COVID or had a bad case of what it caused them. And maybe we've changed our opinion a little bit. I'm not a fan of forcing anyone to be vaccinated or do something against their will. I am a fan of educating. So I think that where we are today is those that have been vaccinated, I don't think that they're 100% risk-free because the variants can still pass through us, but I think that we're better protected.
I asked Milner, after all that's happened and what he's seen, is he still hopeful? He tells me yes, because even though there are politics behind the COVID-19 pandemic, overall, there are some really good people. And at the end of the day, people do care, even if we don't agree on everything. Mark, Morgan.
The signs are everywhere, really, that things are beginning to open up because of the vaccine. Yeah. Hamilton in town for 18 days. Right. That wouldn't have happened a year and a half ago. The stadiums now have fans. The Steelheads are playing. They didn't play last year.
Life moving back to normal. It's allowing. I will say, Idaho 57%, not including the 5 to 11 age groups vaccinated, well below the national average.